Cause he want a life, in life I've been with me and back through the city. I've been going through some things, trying to get my mind right. Push the bucket to the lip, push that mission to the finish. Gotta get the full control, gotta get my mind right. In life I've been with midnight through the city. I've been going through some things, trying to get my mind right. Push the bucket to the lip, push that mission to the finish. Gotta get the full control, gotta get my mind right. Flashing on these high beats, she won't stay beside me, even if I'm blinded.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? How y'all doing out there today? Oh, how you? Wait, BJ, what's the line? Can you say the line again? What's the Garrett line?
How we doing, folks?
Yeah.
How we doing, guys? How we doing, guys?
What's going on?
Look, I can't say guys because we have ladies and gentlemen in the building. So I always calm it down and bring it down to how we doing, folks.
Yeah.
Ginger.
That's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah, definitely, man. But look, we got a jam-packed show. We got a great panel here. Got my guy, your guy, Nick from Pick Six Sports. We got my guy, Set It Off, Chris from Frankly Football. Got my guy, Brandon from Frankly Football. Got my guy, Space Cowboy Media. So look, I know you guys know what the theme is, and I know you guys been kind of chewing on this thing all day. I know my guy Nix has been, chewing on this thing a couple days on the spaces, killing the thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, we get an opportunity to add some faces to pretty much all of our comments, man. So where do we start? Who wants to start?
I mean, say
Go
less.
get-
I'll go. I don't
Yeah,
care. I'll
go get-
go. I'll
Please,
go.
please.
Please.
And simply as the topic for tonight, as on the back channels, and you told us what was going on is, how do we fix the Cowboys? How do we fix the Cowboys? And I think it's very simply the right kind of question to ask the round table here that's going on now is simply, let's start with this. Defensively, is it scheme or personnel? Let's start there, in my opinion. Is it scheme or is it personnel? Back-to-back 200-yard games, rushing on the ground. We've seen a team that was down 14 in the fourth quarter said, no, we're still going to run the ball, and we don't care, and you took a L. And on the backside, for me personally, nobody else, I was very upset about the running game. And for those that follow me on Twitter and whatnot, or over there on the YouTube channel and everything, I've been down on the run defense in general. I was like, ooh, that Bucks game felt different. But whatever, let's pause. And then the Washington game happened. I was like, okay, but y'all made some adjustments into the second half, and it was cool. The Washington Commanders had 101 yards rushing in the first half against the Cowboys. They only had 100 rushing yards 3 games in the entire season, right? Pause. But you won the game. Say less. Then the Eagles game happened. You close the gap to 20-17. You have the drive where they run it 11, 12 straight times and right down our throats. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. And the run game and the run defense couldn't do nothing. So cool. Then you pivot. Things happen. All right, the Bears 200 yards, but you win the game, whatever. And then we saw what happened because they literally had Aaron Rodgers for the ball 20 times. Only once that Dix. There's a different conversation there for DQ and Dix what we're doing with him. But down 14 in the fourth quarter, Cowboys 195-0 from 1960 to 2022 are now 195-1. Right? So what we were told throughout the process was all the Cowboys have to do is get up by 2 scores and teams will not run the ball on you no more. Because now you can unleash these guys and let things happen. Well, guess what? It didn't happen against Green Bay. So I was told by a lot of people I was worried. I was too concerned about the run game and defensively and whatnot. And I think the proof is in the pudding that we see this over damn near 500 yards the last 2 games. You found a way to win 1. You found a way to lose 1 and give up 17 straight from the fourth quarter in OT. The run defense is an issue. So for me, simply is this. Is it scheme or is it personnel?
All right, I want to hop in. Let me hop in. Ooh, I've been waiting for this. We knew that the defense was weak against the run. We knew that all season. After the Green Bay game, we have now allowed 100 yards rushing against. Ooh, and look at it. Look at it. This is the rehashing of the nightmare right here. We have now allowed at least 100 yards rushing now in 7 games this season. We've only played 10. Even against Detroit, who we shellacked, we still allowed 117 total yards rushing.
Without Swift. Even.
Yeah. Jamal Williams still put up, I think it was 81 yards on the ground. So we know that the defensive personnel is weak. Next, so that can kind of answer that question. That's the personnel when it comes to the run. So what we're looking for is Dan Quinn to kind of shore up their deficiencies when it comes to personnel. But what can really frustrate us as fans is last week we saw our strength get beat up. We saw Bland, Anthony Brown before his injury, and the guy who kind of makes our stomach ache, Kelvin Joseph, get beat up. That's supposed to be the strength of the team. We saw our pass rush look a little shaky in the light. That's the personnel. Defensively, those things were supposed to be the things that we were supposed to hang our hat on. Now, I got plenty of other things that I can talk about, as far as coaching and scheme, but we're only talking about this side of the ball right now. Someone else I'll let talk about the defensive side of the ball.
Well, I just wanted to do something before we got into another point. My guy Rome just checked in the building. My guy is like Michael Jordan right now. My man, the flu game, baby. How you doing? How you doing over there, man?
I'm just trying to cough over you guys, man. I'm good, man. It's just, what I'm saying, I can't do much. What I'm saying, my job don't want me to come in because they don't want nobody else to get sick. So been at the house a lot, going nuts, but it is what it is. What I'm saying? Sir. I can't complain. Rehashing Sunday and laughing at our constituents in the Northeast. That's all I've been doing.
Yeah.
I ain't been making no noise.
Man, we lost because of the officials.
Yeah. No, look, I'll go next because you know what? I know Set It Off Chris. I know Rome.
Yeah. They're not even commandeering the show.
Yeah. So
no, I'm just saying I ain't gonna get him no light.
Yeah, I mean, is it scheme of personnel, DMV?
I'm gonna go with personnel. Like I told we talked about. Oh wait.
Oh, we go
Rome. Okay, yeah. I was gonna say I'm gonna go with personnel because
y'all hear me? Or am I choppy?
You're a little choppy.
You're a little choppy, but you're all right though.
Yeah, we can hear you.
You good. You good.
Let me jump out and jump back in.
All right,
that's what's up.
Okay.
Now I'm gonna jump back in.
Bet. All right, so I'm gonna go with personnel simply because as you guys saw in those clips, guys are reaching. Guys are in position a lot of the time. And we're just not very physical. Like you saw, we're kind of waiting. We're not filling. We're waiting. We're grabbing. Bad teams do the things that we're doing up against the run. A lot of the time, when the scheme, you see like gaping holes. You see, oh man, they caught Dan with his pants down on that one. Oh man, we got caught in between subs. Oh man, we slanted this way, but they came back this way. None of that is the case. We know exactly what teams are going to do. Everybody's doing the same exact thing. We're in the spot. We're just not making plays. And when that happens, you got to look at the guys that's on the field. And it's in the same areas that we've struggled. Linebacker, in my opinion, is a huge concern. The reason that I know it is because every time we get in trouble, we put Micah back at the backer position. Every time we get in trouble in the run game, we did it in San Francisco. We did it a little bit in the Tampa Bay game. We did it in the Washington game. We did it in the Philadelphia game. And we did it this week. You know what I'm saying? So that let me know right then and there, they knew we couldn't stop what Green Bay was doing. They knew what Green Bay was doing. Green Bay came out, I want to say, the first couple, maybe 6 plays and just handed the damn ball off. And we struggled getting them off the field then. It's not necessarily the pass rush. I mean, that's kind of went down a little bit, but more than anything, I just think that we know we can't stop teams.
But you can't really look. You have to earn the right to pass rush.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right to pass rush.
Right? Took that from me, that Knicks. That's a great one.
Yeah,
you took that one from me.
Yeah.
Number two. they were running the ball so well, being into
good, man?
the secondary and how they were covering or whatever. You just couldn't do nothing. They put more troops, if you will, into the line. And to be clear about Micah Parsons, he played entirely the most amount of snaps at linebacker again Green Bay did either of the game this year. So again, I'm just if we're talking about how to fix the Cowboys, and this is the content tonight that we want to talk
Yeah,
about.
absolutely.
I simply want to give a ground level for everybody in the building of, is it scheme or is it personnel?
Gotcha. So who's next? Set it off for space, because I pretty much laid it out all I had out there.
I'm gonna let it piggyback off space because he's gonna give me the numbers I want. I said last night it was I thought the scheme was fine, but I also go back to the point, it's the personnel. And I think the problem goes with the linebacking core and the guys you're allowing to make plays at defensive end. In the Chicago game, we got 40 snaps from Damone Clark, right?
Yes.
We got 7 on Sunday, right? Sam Williams lost his mind in 15 snaps, a couple of sacks, a forced fumble. He didn't play a lot. So, and when you look back at those clips of people getting outside, they were running primarily to the left side. They're running away from D-Law. And so that's Fowler getting washed. That's Dorrance getting washed. But Sam is able to keep upfield. So I think you've got to start saying, I know the money was paid to Dorrance, but I think Sam Williams needs to play more at the left defensive end. Or his snap count must be different. I don't think he's got to go out there and give me 45 snaps, but I'd rather have a 35-25 split with him and Dorrance. I think you have to go back in the inside and make Micah play inside. A lot of people want to get LVE off the field. I've got to get more snaps from Damone Clark because he's fast, physical, and he can play with his hair on fire. So the personnel are the issue for me with the linebackers. In the secondary, and let me explain something with Brandon. He's absolutely amazing. But when he don't like a guy, Brandon don't like a guy. So ever since Kelvin, boss man fat, got in trouble.
Weed lips.
Right. Hey, it's legal in some places, and as long as you got the legal amount of THC, the league don't get on you. So Kelvin has been in Brandon's doghouse for a minute, but I've always said you have to play snaps. You've got to play snaps. If we're willing to let Deron Bland make his mistakes and play, we have got to let Kelvin make his mistakes and play so that he can get those reps. Those are the guys that are going to help you win down the road. We already know what Anthony Brown is. We already know what he is. We know Jay Lou ain't coming back. And if you want to continue to play this single high safety type look and be able to get some more where Hooker's playing in the back and you can bring Javon down, you're gonna have to let those guys get snaps. So I think it's personnel. I just think you need to play some more people more often than you are, because when they're playing, they're showing out. But we got beat Sunday because we couldn't contain one side. We could not get upfield on one side. Look at those clips again, man. I'm seeing them wash the right side of the defense out and keep washing it out. Go ahead. They're washing it out, man. They're washing people out. Guys are getting upfield 5 to 7 yards before they do anything else. That's not sure tackling. It's now that one right there. They just washed this out of the middle. But I mean, it's just this was supposed to be the draft of attitude, changing the physicality, changing the mindset of the people. And dude, they just getting away from this, and they stopped doing it.
Look, Ridgeway's gone though, for what it's worth.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and we're not playing the guys that we drafted. Matt, the only one who's playing is what, Tyler? Maybe Bland a little bit now.
We're playing them. We're not playing
Ferguson.
a lot. I mean, but you're not playing them a lot. You're not on the defensive side of the ball. You're not playing them a lot. I mean, Damone Clark just got here. He just got a chance to get back. Sam Williams is acclimated into the defense. Deron Bland got to play because of an injury, so he's getting to play. But I still think you got to influx those younger guys in that's going to run and make plays. I don't think Barr's going to be sound. LV is going to be safe and sound, but they're not going to be attacking. And what everybody wants to see us do is start changing the line of scrimmage and attack. And I don't think you're going to get that with LVE. I don't think you're going to get that with Barr. I don't think you're going to get that with Dorrance. But I'm seeing that with Sam. That's all I'm saying.
So the one thing that I think to kind of give some credence to what and some credibility to what Chris is saying before space goes is that I think Dorrance Armstrong's snap count allows Sam Williams to eat. Dorrance only plays like 30% of snaps per game. So there's plenty of room to Sam Williams to eat, and they should definitely be taking advantage of that. Go ahead, Space.
So it definitely is a personnel thing. So here's the thing. I do this thing not subconsciously, but I have a big ass notebook in front of me where I keep notes of midday stuff or midweek or mid-season things so I can start preparing for draft content. But more importantly, what exactly is going on from year to year to notice a trend. In the past 3 years that we've had Mike McCarthy, regardless of defensive coordinator, the three things that I labeled as problems were the run defense having issues on the edge, linebacker needs more attitude / players there, and cornerback is a problem outside of the current starters. And that still has been a problem since. Now I get it. Diggs is doing his thing, and that's awesome. I'm not trying to take away what he's doing there. My problem is after you have your starters go out, that's when you start running into issues. That's why I know Nix was in the spaces talking about we need to give up a 2-5 for Roquan Smith, and look what the Ravens did, right? And my main thing too is that I'm not a big fan of defensive line rotations, especially when you have cheap ass groceries to go along with trying to cook some meals. That's using the chef analogy. And this is again the trend over the past 3 years. The Dallas Cowboys do not want to invest properly into these positions, and you are seeing the results of that. Now, I get it. It's the job of the coach to make sure these guys are well prepared. But at the end of the day, there's only so much you can do with cheap ass stuff, right? The fact that, and I'm not trying to be rude to these young guys, right? Because they're young guys. They need reps to really determine what they are. But that's the problem, is that these young guys are still learning. And if they aren't like a Micah Parsons kind of going straight in and doing their thing, you're going to be screwed because now you're learning on the fly. That's why you get these veterans to fill the gaps and allow the young guys not to be so pressured. The big thing, too, we got to close out games better. I don't care how you want to dice it up defensively. There's no excuses in the sense of I get it. You look at these losses. We've had 2 of them, and I'm not trying to go to the offense now. I'm not trying to change that, but just hear me out. Offensively, you give up in the Philly game 13 points. You give up two turnovers for 14 points in this game. You have.
That's not offensive though. But pause. But it's not offensive though.
No, that's what. Well, I'm going to get. No. I'm going to get to my point.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
My point is then you give up those points early, but you're up 2 possessions, plus you're in overtime to I understand short field and everything. But you had 3 chances to close this team out. I mean, you gave up a 4th and 7 touchdown. That is egregious. Yeah. And that is where I get pissed off because in those the 2 losses, Philly and the Packers, you had really you could have just gotten 1 drive, right, to stop because you're an elite defense. We have that they have that pedigree that they're trying to make themselves out to be. And you failed at those 2 attempts. Elite defenses will shut those things down, and I get it. It's the NFL. Shit happens. But I need my defense to do their thing. I shouldn't have to be in a situation where literally the exact same thing happened in 2 straight losses. Or not 2 straight losses, but you know what I mean. The same thing. Run it down.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, everybody's in long-winded. Rome's back in the building. Just simply run defense. Is it scheme or personnel in your opinion?
It's personnel. That's it. It's personnel.
Oh, well, Rome.
Yeah, Rome.
Man, I don't want to deviate completely. We all know that our personnel can be better. So I agree with your points on that. I also think
No,
that
I'm
Dan
just saying. Is
Quinn,
it in your in your opinion though? Is it scheme or personnel when
in
it
my
comes to the
opinion,
run defense?
I think
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't.
Keep it funky, man. Don't mess worse with us. You with
Yeah, I
family.
know. Yeah,
You
go
know what I'm
ahead.
saying? You
Nah,
act like you don't want to
hey,
tell us. You don't
I
want to tell
heard.
us, man. Tell the truth.
Nah, I heard. I was listening to the space the other day. And I heard, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was you, Nix, that said you saw
Mhm.
a corner. Was it a corner for the Packers? Come
Mhm.
down and set the edge multiple.
Alexander,
Yep.
multiple
This
times.
this is a want-to thing. Run defense is not.
That's personnel.
It
Then
ain't.
that's
It,
okay.
it,
You
it
can
ain't.
say
It ain't
personnel.
flat.
Then
This is. Well, do you like? And this even goes to Micah. This everyone. Do you want to stop the run? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. I got you.
No.
No,
Yeah.
I
Do
mean
they
you're
want to
good,
stop the
but
run?
you're
Like I've seen Micah and them frustrated about. Uh-oh.
I think we lost him for a second.
Yeah. We can hear you, but it's like
Oh,
your
my
words
internet.
ain't matching. It's almost like watching one of them like old kung fu flicks. But we can hear you perfectly fine though.
It's my internet, man. It's my internet.
It's all good.
It's all good, bro. Just keep talking, bro, because we can hear you.
My internet tripping. Nah, it was messing up. I don't want to mess up the whole show.
You good, bro? Go ahead.
It's
You
bad.
good? You good?
Can y'all hear me? I don't know if y'all can hear me or not.
We can hear you. Yeah, we can hear you, bro.
Just go, bro.
Oh, all right. I'm staring because I can see y'all clear. No, I'm just saying. I just feel like it's more want to than anything, man. I don't feel like that press clippings about and all that stuff, and I don't think that they want to do it. It's period. I know. Watch a corner come down and set the edge on a regular basis. That's want to. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that maybe we can have some beefier people over little, but we got athletes all over the field. They don't want to rush down the run, and that's why we keep.
That's it. So I think you got your answer, Nix.
well, and then here's your problem, Cowboys Nation. If it's personnel, not scheme, just what it is. I don't know what to tell you. That's where we are, and that's just what it is, and that's what's going to happen. Because what happened in the Green Bay game is the bubble got popped. It just got popped. Just be honest. Because what we were told, training camp, preseason, early, hey, it doesn't matter what's going on. We'll get up by 2 or 3. We'll get up by 2 scores, and then they'll have to pass the ball, and then we're going to go eat. And guess what Green Bay said? That's cool. 195-0. 1960 to 2022, the Cowboys, 195-0 with a 14-point lead or more going to the fourth quarter. And look, I tweeted it. Y'all see it right there on the bottom, at your guy Nix, _ in between. Go over there and check my timeline. As soon as we got to the fourth quarter and we was up 14, I said, finally, say less. They can't run the ball no more. We're about to eat. You know what Green Bay said? That's cool. We're going to run the ball. And they ran off 17 straight and beat us. It's personnel. You can't fix it. It's the personnel. It's want to, as Rome said. I'm sorry. Wait, this way. Gotta figure my way out here. It's like Rome said. It's want to. I feel that. I don't know about y'all. I watched them 22, and I love Diggs. I ain't here to throw Diggs underneath the bus.
They picking on you, my guy. They picking on you every week.
He don't care about doing anything in the run game. And look, Alexander, 5'10", 180 soaking wet. Go look at the tape. Don't trust me. Don't worry about what I'm saying. Go look at the tape and watch him. He was everywhere. And it was run his side. Go watch what he was doing. It just is what it is when it comes to that. The Cowboys are built this way when it comes to that because I think infrastructurally, if we're hearing this on the outside, right? If we're hearing from training camp and everything, get about X amount of scores, 2 of them, right? 2 possessions. They can't run the ball. We'll go get the quarterback, right? If we're hearing that, that's what's being preached in the building. Absolutely, that's what being preached in the building. And then what happened in Green Bay on a 3-6 team, Des Door said, "No, we're going to run the ball." Shout out to my guy shopping movie right now. Peace. But on the backside of that, they ran the ball and got the dub. It is personnel. I love the fact that I'm with good Cowboys people in the building. It is personnel. They have to have the want to, as Rome said, and that's really the biggest difference going forward. Will these guys have the want to? Because look, I pounded the table and defended D-Law for a very long time. And I can show you clips of him being triple teamed and everything else prior to this season. There were times he wasn't setting the edge last night. Just being honest with you. Look, I have to be honest when I look and when I see. He wasn't setting the edge. We just didn't set the edge at all. Now, we heard Dan Quinn say, well, we wasn't ready enough for the crackbacks and what they were kind of doing, so on and so forth.
What?
That's cool. Go look it up. He said it. Some of the crackbacks and different things were a problem. They wasn't ready. Cool, say less. First 3 plays of the game, it was Aaron Jones outside, right?
Yeah.
The next 3 was what? The middle. Real quick, guys. Osa, let's talk about 3 techs. Osa Odigizua, Neville Gallimore. How they doing?
Yo, there was
go ahead, DMV. Go ahead.
There was one play with Neville Gallimore, and I think you saw it on the clip where he just completely took himself out of the play and allowed him to run right up the middle. Was that the touchdown? I think it was the touchdown. It looked like everybody else was doing their job, and he just said, "You know what? Fuck it. I think it's going outside. I'm gonna go outside, and I guess wrong." That's exactly what it looked like.
That kind of comes in into the fact that this team has just in the last 2 years started to embrace the defensive tackle position. Prior to the 2021 draft, this team didn't really value that position, the interior tackles. Maybe they don't really know how to evaluate that position just yet. So that's part of the growing pains.
Brandon, I don't disagree with you because the one thing I always talked about was you have to have an eraser on each level, right?
Yes.
I believe that, and I think it's a much like baseball. You have to be strong down the middle. Go back to the Chiefs, right? But they won the Super Bowl. Jones, you had enough at linebacker with our guy, Anthony Hitman Hitchens, if you will, and you had Matthews on the back end, the Honey Badger, right? You were strong down the middle because teams that throw the ball well throw it between the hashes, not outside the hashes, right? And then they run the ball, right? Right. That's what you have to do. You have to have strong down the middle. The problem for the Cowboys defense currently is you do have erasers on the line, especially when we talk about Parsons on the D line. You should have erasers. Shout out to Diggs, but not even so much Diggs because you look at that Chiefs defense. Quarterbacks, name them. Name the quarterbacks that won the Super Bowl.
You can't.
Okay, but the safeties you can, right? So you have to be strong in those lanes and what you do, right? The Cowboys don't have a second level eraser. They just don't. I think there's some things on the back end that you have. I think defense line with Parsons there and D-line, whatever you have, there's not a second level eraser. There's just not. I don't know what's going on with Cox. Whatever the case may be. Damone Clark had 40 steps in the Bears game. He had 7 against the Packers. Magically, Parsons went back to linebacker. Magically, had like 40 steps at linebacker this week. Unlike all year, he might have more steps at linebacker in this game than all year. I'm being funny, but again, just in general,
you may not be lying.
It's where you are. It's personnel.
Yeah. If that wasn't the biggest scream for, yo, we really don't have an answer at linebacker.
And Mike specifically.
Yeah, and Mike. Yeah.
Roquan Smith. I don't know. I tried. People tell me I was crazy. I tried. I said, go get Roquan. I don't know.
But we back to Ridgeway, because you were talking about Ridgeway, and we saw him make a big play last night. Who were the guys that beat Ridgeway out on this roster? Let's.
He's
see
no
if we
longer
can
on the
name-
roster. He's no longer on the roster.
I'm
It's
I'm
Tristan
saying
Hill.
who. Okay, so Tristan Hill. Was there anybody else who beat
Hey,
him out?
Well, the thing.
No, go ahead, Chris.
Go ahead, Nick. Go.
Oh,
No. See, the go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
No, I was going to simply say that Hill probably is better against the Ranger 3-tech than Gallimore or anybody else. But go ahead, Chris. I'm sorry.
But that was the biggest thing. I think coming in, you decided to make the sacrifice to get rid of Hill to bring somebody else on. But I think that was the bad decision because he was the only one that was the penetrating guy getting upfield as a 3-tech. Osa was long leverage type guy. I don't know if he's getting worn down, but I think that eraser that we're missing this year is Jaron Curse because I think he erased a lot of stuff last year. He's not doing it this year. Wilson is on the field more, and Wilson is more of like a missile go hit guy, but he's not like, kind of sad with. He wants to go and just blow something up. He doesn't want to go and methodically move stuff back so it runs it back in the traffic. And I think Jaron playing down or being hurt and not fully healthy and not getting back into it is that third level eraser we need to help everyone else out. That's just me.
DMV, can I address somebody in the chat real quick?
Sure, go ahead.
Choctaw Montana said, "Why pay Roquan and you have to pay Parsons, bro?" Look at me. I don't care. I don't care. It's not my money. I'm being honest with you. It's not my money. Guess what? And you don't have to pay Micah to 2 years later. You're good here. Look, and I like Dalton Schultz. I've been on record about Dalton Schultz. However, I can just say Dalton Schultz money and slide it right to Roquan. I don't care. I don't care. It's so funny. For me in general, when it comes to Cowboys Nation of the all in, let's go win, let's do these things. And then simply when we talk about a particular player that can push us over the envelope and do whatever, but you got to pay him. Man, I ain't Steven Jones. I don't give a shit. I don't care.
I'll give you another name that we've been talking about for years that they won't. Ndamukong Suh. You know what he can do. Guess what?
Can he play edge, DMV? Can you put him on the edge?
I'm pretty sure you can put him on any part of the defensive line.
Say less.
I'm pretty
Sign me up.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure we've seen him play the edge for the Rams at times. You know what I'm saying? They've moved them all the way. They've moved them all around. And yeah, I mean, that's where I'm at with it. But guess what? People want to talk about money. It costs money to pay talent. It costs money to pay talent.
That's true.
Ain't it funny? We worry about when we have to go pay somebody for the money, but we beat them up when they don't pay nobody. Ain't that crazy?
It's catch-22.
Ain't that crazy? Yeah.
Look, hold on. And then Chato responded with, "It's not about you caring, it's Steven Jones who cares." That's not what your first comment was. You said, "Why pay him when you got to pay Parsons?" I told you why. Then you came back with Steven Jones. See, y'all keep Steven Jones, y'all hit pocket when somebody gives you some shit about going and winning. And so, I ain't saying that is Steven. I don't care about Steven Jones.
It's PTSD. It's like I stopped thinking because I found myself saying, he ain't worth the money. We ain't got the money. And I ain't paying these dudes salaries. At the end of the day, you know what I'm saying?
And this is exactly why the Cowboys get bit in the ass every year, and this is why, whenever I talk, and even all of us when we talk about it, is that it's not like we're asking, listen, I could give less of a shit who they go after because at the end of the day, like Nick said, it's not my money, so I don't care. But the problem is if you pay cheap, you're going to get cheap results. That's just the end of it. That's the truth of the matter, and this is the result of it, because if it's a situation where I have to log back 3 years and it's the exact same problem and you're not addressing it, it's because you're not doing anything and you're purposefully avoiding it because you don't want to pay anything. And that's a problem. You're not going to get good results if you don't want to pay for the talent.
Space. They traded for Hankins because they lost out on Ridgeway. Let's be honest. Nobody's saying this. Nobody's saying this because they thought they would cut Ridgeway because he was
get him back. Get him back. You're right.
And since they didn't get him back on the team, they're like, shit, we gotta do something. They made the play for Hankins.
That's
They're always reactive. They're never proactive. They're always reacting.
Exactly.
And I'm gonna tell you something else they did. They gambled at the linebacker position. They gambled at the linebacker position with a whole bunch of injuries, thinking, we're gonna get these type of players. They're injured. We don't have to pay this type of money, and we can get possible Pro Bowl talent. Guess what, though? None of the guys that you thought were gonna be ready are ready.
Exactly.
Where the hell is Cox, bro? Where is Cox?
No injury. Look, no injury designation. No injury designation because I had some.
Just not suit.
Why is he not being played? He's not injured. They're just not playing him.
It has to be something that they're seeing in practice that I think that they don't like.
I think he's hurt. I think he's hurt personally, but
I'm not sure.
But DMV, but he doesn't have, for what it's worth. Now there could be lying. DMV, I'm with you, but
that's true.
He doesn't have an injury designation. He doesn't have one. Now could he be suffering or whatever? But shit, he played in preseason. What are we talking about?
Because that'd be another thing they'd have to go back on, bro. That'd have to be another thing they go back on. He's healthy enough to play. Hell, look at Michael Gallup right now. But then again, look at Michael Gallup right now.
Talk to him, DMV.
Like,
Talk to him.
They got to throw his ass out there now because they didn't told you he was healthy enough if it was a Super Bowl. They got to throw him out there. He's out there. Bro, he looks like a shell of himself. They can't do that with Cox, too.
But that goes back to you not using all three phases of the team building process. Yeah. You know, CFT talk about this all the time. You know, you gotta be active in free agency. You gotta go with the higher or the mid tier. You can't keep being over in the bargain bin, and you turn around and you pull J-Ron out last year. So you're like, oh, let's do it again. Go into the mid tier, go get a defensive tackle. But you're right, Knicks. They were like they were in the bathroom, rolling dice again. They love shaking dice in the bathroom, man. They are always on that, hey, Six, I've been waiting on your funky ass all night. They always on that, man. And that's what they did with Ridgeway, man. That's exactly what they did.
Hey, and Chris, don't worry, though. They sound Callaway as a wide receiver. We're good now. Don't worry.
Man. Who the hell is he? But that's what I'm saying.
Callaway from Florida?
From the Browns.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. I mean Browns, but via obviously via from the Gators.
But my whole point was, even with the trade deadline, I was never looking at OBJ. I was always looking at Jerry Jeudy because of what happened on the offensive side, which we're going to talk about precise route running. Yeah, about precise route running. But we already know who. Go ahead, DMV, because Brandon can't wait even on this all week.
Let's jump on we've been talking defense. Let's talk offense. Is that what you was waiting on? Let's talk offense.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we already know it's a scheme on offense, so we're not even going to ask that question.
Yeah.
So, Space, I'm going to ask you a question. Do you have any stats based on passes to runs in this game?
Yes. No, just fucking around. So this fucking team. You would think when you run the ball 30 goddamn times, okay, cool. You pass the ball 40 something odd times, 46 to 31 carries. And
pause. But you have to look at, and again, I'm just going to throw it out here, Space. I don't mean some of your insults. I'm sorry. But contextually, you have to remember certain things. The Cowboys had a 2nd and 21 due to penalties. They also had a 2nd and 22 due to penalties.
There you go.
Now watch wait, but watch what happened. So you had to throw it 4 extra times, and guess what? They converted those into first downs. So I know, looking at the raw numbers and data, and in Space, I know you don't do that. I know you don't do that. I'm talking for the people in the chat and everything we're talking about. So the numbers of the passing attempts and everything that are happening, though, but you have to look contextually at what was going on and why they threw the ball more. That's all I'm saying. I'm on mute.
Right. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, well, damn, 2nd and 22, you really didn't have to throw 4 times because They never stopped the draw all damn day. Second,
Hey,
they stopped it all day.
Yeah, at all.
They just didn't.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna leave it at that. Go ahead, Space. My bad.
Yeah,
Go
no,
on,
you're
Space.
good. So, and I know Brandon's gonna get into this, but I literally, it's the number one fucking thing for 3 straight years: situational play calling. And I understand. And listen. Like Nick said, there are moments where penalties happen and you kind of force your hand. Completely understand that. Of course, context is key when it comes to this conversation. My thing is that this is kind of where if you play undisciplined football, that's where you're going to get fucked over. Now, I will say that and I'm not trying to go too far into this because I understand we're talking about the pass ratio. The thing is that there are moments in this game where you did have to pass the ball at the end of the half. Yeah, you had to try and get points. You got points. Cool. I'm not complaining about that. My thing is when you're averaging 5 yards a clip, I'm more of the you run that shit until someone stops it. Like how kind of like the Packers, you would think that, oh, if you stop them, then they'll start passing. But hey, you didn't stop it, so they kept doing it. And I think that, again, kind of going back to my previous point earlier, and I'll stop here. I'm sorry, is that you can't spot a team 14 points offensively and expect to win games. I'm sorry. That's just my point. It's like, I understand they were up 14 points. I get it. They came back and they were kind of like, okay, Lamb, you're doing your thing. But, dude, I can't be seeing this shit where, like, I'm watching the film. I'm like, okay, why aren't you running a dig? Or why is it that you're doing the route way too deep? And also, like, got to know when to throw it out of the back of the end zone or throw it away. It's a communication problem, and that's been a problem too. And that's something that's been biting our team in the ass this year.
Well, there was a funny tweet. He took it down today because I think he realized how ridiculous it was. Danny Phantom, Dan Rogers, said some shit like Tony Pollard.
No, you said Dan Rogers.
Yeah, no, I gotta say it though. It's funny.
No, I'm just. You good? I just want to put this up the whole time you say Dan Rogers.
Yeah, he said some shit like Tony Pollard.
I saw this.
Yeah, Tony Pollard ran 22 times. Do you think he's burned out and we lost the game or some shit like that? It was like, do you think he's losing juice? And I was like, bro, we threw fucking 46 times. Are you gonna ask is Dak's arm losing juice?
This motherfucker really averaged 5 yards a carry, and you're saying this motherfucker tired. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. You saw that shit too?
Let me add context. He said when Tony Pollard runs 15 or less times, he averages 7.2 yards per carry.
Oh, yeah.
He ran 20, it was like 26 times or 22 times or something like that on Sunday, and he averaged 5.7 yards per carry. Like, is he losing juice? If my running back averages almost 6 yards per carry, I would love for that 5.7 yards per carry to be considered losing juice.
What did Malik average? Malik averaged 5 a clip too.
Bro,
I honestly thought we didn't use Malik enough. We didn't use Malik enough.
He was at like 5.
Listen,
he was at like 5.6.
DMV, you're right.
5.6.
DMV, you're right. DMV, you're right. Because if you look at his pass pro, go back to the 3rd and 20. The 2nd and 21, and he hits, and Dak hits Schultz for a 12-yard gain.
It was beauty. It was a thing of beauty. It was a thing of beauty how he slid to the left.
Yeah, Malik was on the right, had to slide all the way to the left to catch that in pass pro.
Yeah, he did.
Dan Rogers. If you ever watch this, Dan Rogers. Dan Rogers, you ever watch this shit?
Listen, and I'm gonna just say this because Nick knows this, and I fucking hate Dan Rogers, dude. Suck it because you've been pissing me off, dude. But being real, listen, I should not have to. It is inexcusable football, low intelligence to go out and say that averaging 5.7 yards per carry with 20 plus carries is a fucking problem. Shut the fuck up. Stop. I'm not dealing with this shit anymore, dude. Like, this is just straight up uneducation and being uninformative. And I'm not saying that I'm the smartest guy in the room, and I'm not trying to play it like that. But it's just when I see that shit, it just irks me, bro, because it's not adding proper context. You're not doing it.
To his credit, he took it down.
Nuclear space. Hey, nuclear space is what I'm here for. I'm here for nuclear space. I'm loving that part. Brandon, go ahead and say the mantra so we can get on with it. Because I know you've been.
Please, please.
I have been passing the rock to you all week for you to do this. So go ahead and hit it. Go ahead, my friend.
So here at Franklin Football, we believe in the theory that coaching matters. I'm not sure if everybody else abides by this, but here at Franklin Football, we believe that coaching matters. Right? In the first 2 drives of the game, Kellen Moore and those under him in the coaching ladder, in the coaching hierarchy, decided that it would be a good idea to go run, pass, which led to the inevitable 3 and out. Those 2 passes were incomplete, by the way. How have the Cowboys won all of their 6 games this season? That's a rhetorical question. We know that it's been via the run and oppressive defense. For some reason, Kellen Moore and those under him, Mike McCarthy has admitted that he does not know the offense. So I'll relent. I will relent and not include him in my ire.
Pause. We're not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. Okay, and look, and stop me when I'm wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Look, week 1, option routes and not getting Pollard involved.
Mm-hmm.
Mike McCarthy came out after week 1 and literally said, I'm not a fan of option routes, and it's about certain players and getting in place.
Yes.
And we haven't seen option routes no more.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm just not going to do that. Like, shout out to Brian Bartis. I rock with Brian the whole 9. The whole itinerary of he doesn't know the offense. Like we have to be – look, if we're going to be honest with Cowboys Nation, everyone get there. Okay, cool. I mean, fuck the jokes, though. Here's where I'm at. I'm just saying fuck the jokes. Like, don't – because your jokes – and look, we can joke about that. I'm with you. We can joke. Mm-hmm. It's funny to hear that, but it's not reality, though. The context isn't reality, right? That's all I'm saying. So whenever you have this content and you want to say that he doesn't understand the offense and whatever's going on, the people in the comment section, the things that are going to watch this later and everything else is going to perpetuate those things. I don't want to do that for Cowboys. Me personally, ain't no hate. Right. Look, when I say this, brother, it's all love. I'm being honest with you. I don't want to talk about that because I think it's foolish.
The truth of the matter is that we all knew it was only a matter of time.
Right, we do.
That Kellen Moore would only be able to resist airing it out. It just so happened that it was this week. We knew that it was only a matter of time.
You know why? You know why though?
I know what you're gonna say. Go ahead.
Why?
Set me up.
No, tell me. Tell me what I'm gonna say. Tell me what I'm gonna say.
He admitted that he admitted that he resisted every single week. He said it in the post game.
No. Yeah, that's the way you resisted. You got the hand on him. No, what happened was resist.
When I say he resisted, I'm talking about Kellen Moore. Kellen Moore said that he has to resist the urge for every single week.
I got you. I know. I feel that. I'm completely there with you. What happened was the penalty situations at time forced him to throw the ball more. The other side to that is Zeke wasn't healthy, and I put it out there. Zeke not being able to run the ball caused them to throw it more.
I got you.
It wasn't his build and what he wanted to do. They didn't trust Malik, which we all agreed on. They don't trust certain young guys enough. Malik did a great enough job. We talked about the pass blocking and everything else. They should have used him more. They don't trust those guys. The point is Zeke's effect, and I said this in his faces.
Which is ironic, though.
We miss Zeke in certain realms because they leaned a little bit further. Obviously, the penalties put him in positions where they had to pass it more, but Zeke not being here is what happened. They don't trust the younger guy.
But here's the ironic part of that. We got guys not flattening out their routes. We got guys not clearing out safeties. We got a gimpy receiver not winning one-on-one routes. We trust that shit, though.
Yeah, the guys that you trust can't connect on their scheme, can't line up correctly. You know?
No, we trust that,
Brandon,
though.
Brandon, here's what I would buy. Brandon, here, and to me personally, and DMV to your point too. Here's what I think. If we go back to the Bears game, how much 12 and 13 personnel did they use? How many 12 and 13 personnel did they use?
I'm a stickler for numbers. I would not be able to give you a direct.
Anybody? Okay, cool. Fair enough. Rome, anybody? How much 12 and 13 personnel versus the Bears versus the Packers? Anybody look those numbers up or no?
I did
don't
not
have it directly in front of me.
It was
Man, listen,
definitely a higher. Yeah.
I put you like this. I saw zero against the Packers. I saw a whole bunch against the Bears.
Against the Packers, we ran some 12 and 13, and it was effective. It was effective. 13 especially.
Hey, on the play action, right. And we've seen this throughout the year, whether it was Cooper Rush or Dak, right? In the play action, like the nice little bootleg, get the
I already know
tight
what you're
end
gonna
up
say.
into the other side. Watch. It was always a Schultz. It was always a Ferguson or a Hendershot. Who was it? Who were they
McEwen.
using in that?
James Hanna Jr.
What are we doing here? What are we doing here? It's those kind of things. I'm just telling y'all, man. Look, as y'all said, and I asked the question. This is unequivocally why I asked the question earlier. I said, is it scheme or personnel defensively? Right? Unequivocally, everybody basically said what?
Personnel for defense. Offensively,
though, it's what?
Say it next. Scheme. Scheme. All day.
Where we are.
So this leads me to my point. How can you fix scheme when no one can call for Kellen Moore's job?
Hey, you can't fix scheme.
I don't.
Whenever Schultz and Andy Reid, Jesus Christ, why is Andy Reid on my mind? Whenever CeeDee Lamb don't run the right damn routes, but because you're calling these schemes and you don't understand your personnel and call it the right way, these are the results. Coaches have to put them in the realm to win. That's what you do. Kellen Moore has never done that here. Defensively, I think DQ is doing it the right way. Mm-hmm. They have to make sure they want to go do it. I'll shut up. I'm sorry, DMB.
Do it.
Yeah,
right.
I got a question. I got a question. What happened to Ferg in his Green Bay game? Is he hurt?
No, that goes back. No, it goes back to
what got a penalty. He got a penalty on a punt return.
Yeah, okay.
He got.
But like you said, okay. The only tight end that we have two tight ends that can make chunk plays out of just making one guy miss, which is Hendershot and Ferguson.
Well, I say
why are they not in the game plan?
Because Dak trusts Schultz.
All right, then that's part of the problem. That's part of the problem.
But it was McEwen. Look, go back and look at the tape on the play action bootlegs with the tight end coming across. It wasn't even Schultz. It was McEwen.
Right.
I'm telling you, go look at it.
Dak, your guys that you trust, they ain't making plays, bro. It is what it is. It is what it is. But hey, if that's where Dak is saying, I want this guy, I want that guy. All right, cool. Understand when
why
Cooper
would you
Rush
say it was Dak though?
I mean, I didn't make that up. But I'm just saying there's a reason that these guys.
So McEwen's not being used all year, right?
Fair. Yeah, exactly. I agree.
And then magically this game, it was him on the play actions all the time at 84, going out here and being the guy that should be open or whatever.
I think it's being cute. Personally, I think it's being cute. We're cute a lot because I don't know if you remember that trick play we ran where we handed it off here, then we handed it back to Dak, and then they did it damn reverse just to get 6 yards.
Let me offer a theory. I'm just spitballing. Do you think that they're trying to run those sort of plays with McEwen just for his chip block ability? That's just a question that I'm raising. I have no sort of credibility or thought behind that. I'm just raising the question.
I can't even answer that.
Rome, go ahead. Rome is up. Go ahead, Rome.
Yeah, I saw him put his hand up.
Say all this is it's simple. It's arrogance. They arrogant. They know the issues. All this stuff we arguing over something that's they arrogant. They think they can do what they want and get the results they want, and they never gonna get them. They need to swallow their pride and stop trying to be arrogant. The end.
Yeah. Now, one thing, because of course, I'm going to just say this too. What's crazy is that CD and I get mad because it's like, dude, you should be not like it's basic shit. But and then I'm like, I'm not trying to say this is an excuse, but just hear me out what I'm about to say here. The dude's 23, and this man, there are moments where I'm like, holy shit, he makes a mistake, and then it's like he goes off, and I'm like, what the hell? Why can't you just do this all the time? And it's just without any mistakes. But I do think that you're kind of starting to see that, and I want to see that consistently moving forward. But again, if you stick to the game plan, which is you stick to the 12 and 13 personnel, and people were like, oh, Lamb's not getting that much charge. Yeah, because if you look at the past couple, how they were running the offense, of course you're going to get that. But again, I think that the problem too is, and let's just be real, you have CeeDee Lamb, then you have Michael Gallup, who's gimping around, and it sucks because I don't believe you should, force it. If he's hurt, don't force him. But I think there's a mental block there, which happens. That happens with athletes. The other thing too is, what else we got? We got Jalen. Don't get me started on Jalen Tolbert. That guy. Oh my god. I'm looking at these receivers. I'm looking at this, and I'm like, dude, outside of CeeDee Lamb, realistically, who do you have? Is there any viable second option? You're kind of banking on Gallup being that, but if Gallup can't do his thing, you're kind of stuck. You know what I mean? So it's I don't know, man. It's just tough. It's tough.
I don't understand this, right? With this personnel of guys that we have, why do we go empty so damn much? Who the hell is respecting that empty?
Going back to that play calling crap, it's a 4th and 4. Why the fuck are 3 guys running go routes? Why are 3 guys running go routes on that final play? That's another problem I have is again, going back to the situational play calling. I get it. You call plays, it's basic shit. But again, when I go back and watch that, I'm like, well, why are we running these types of plays? When this is the down and distance.
I know in my heart that they wanted that to be a QB run. I can feel it. I can feel it.
Oh, yeah, that's deep. That one's deep. So going back to fixing it, I want to ask a question, and because y'all are killing it, I'm just enjoying laughing and listening to all this stuff, man. How do we fix it? So if you have to fix each phase, how do you fix it? What do you do to fix the offense?
Well, first and foremost, you have to protect your defense with your play calling. So a lot of high percentage stuff, like you guys said, 12, 13 personnel. That I think we have to go back to that and actually really being a little bit more conservative in our play calls. Not necessarily, not saying don't attack. You can still do play action and the things that we do well. But I think we have to say, you know what? We have to run the football, guys. We have to run the football. That's what we did when we had Cooper Rush in there. I'm not saying that Dak isn't better than Cooper Rush. I don't want people to think that. But we protected our defense, obviously, and we protected Cooper Rush with that. Dak's still not 100%. That thumb is still jelly. You know what I'm saying? He's still figuring it out how to throw the football. I don't think you're doing him any favors by throwing the ball 46 times.
Not at all.
I think trust some of these young guys a little bit more. Some of these young guys that have shown you flashes. Let's see what they can do. Let Malik show you a little bit more of what he can do in Zeke's role with Zeke being out. I think Zeke will probably be back this week, but Malik has shown us that he's capable of doing a little bit more. Ferguson shown us he's a little bit more capable of doing a little bit more. Hendershot shown us he's capable of doing a little bit more. Let's start trusting some of these young guys that we have that are making plays for it. That's how you fix the offensive side.
Yeah. So you go with a 3-back. You go with a 3-back rotation with Zeke, Tony, and Malik. That gives Rain the ability to work on his thumb more, because Nick said something the other night, and I was like, "Dadgummit!" I totally missed that about the weather.
Yeah.
Range, thumb not being 100% because you came right out. Like you said, we ran the first play, then we started throwing the football, and he was all over the place throwing the football. So not adjusting to the weather with his hand and things of that nature. Go ahead. And so if you do that more, go ahead, Space.
No, I'm sorry. Finish your point. My apologies.
And then my last one is, I think we kind of glossed over this. We hadn't scored over 28 points when QB2 was quarterbacking. We've scored 28 points the last 3 weeks with QB1, and so I think we can still score, but I do think you have to do what you're saying. You run more three tight end personnel because you don't have the outside guys who are dangerous enough or making the plays that you need them to make to be that explosive on the outside. Your weakest room on the offense is your wide receiver room. Your strength is your running backs because we're running the football well. So I figured go with the tight ends, go with the 3 backs, keep Rain to the point that he's throwing the ball 30 times. I don't think we've ever won when he's thrown it 40 plus times. I don't think we've got one win where he's thrown it over 40 times. Space could pull that out for me, but I don't think we've got one yet.
No, well, we do. Like that's like 2020, or I think 2020 when the Falcons game, he threw it a bunch of times. But the way I look at it, right, a lot of it, like we mentioned, is scheme. Situational play calling needs to be better, which that's an easy thing to fix. Like that's some people might think, no, that's easy to fix because
DMV can I smoke here. Is that okay?
Yeah, go ahead. All
right, say less. Go right ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah.
For a long time.
We're running that man to smoke.
He said, Shannon Sharp, eat your heart out.
Oh man.
Where's the yak at, man? Where's the yak?
But yeah, the situation. Yeah, the situational play calling right here on my notes: running the ball well and not passing it when you have to. Right, route concepts on downs. That was really the big thing because of the 4th and 4, and then just knowing I guess this is kind of when to take the points in some instances. Like I liked when they went for it on these downs and distance. Like they don't some people are like, oh, Space, don't go. No, you stick to that because you know why? Because the QB sneak. Yeah. Like that's the easiest play. Like I get it, it's not going to work all the time, but it worked for you here. That's what I like what they've been doing. That's a good thing, right? The next thing, the pass catcher indecisiveness or communication, right? The route running has been a problem, and it's really simple. Just sit down and look what you're doing, right? And there's no real accountability. What's up, next?
No, go ahead. I'm just putting my space. Go right ahead.
Okay,
finish
gotcha.
your point.
Yeah. It just doesn't look like there's any accountability there from week to week. Like it doesn't seem like that's being resolved. I get it, we're human, we make mistakes, but still. And then I know we haven't touched up on it. This game, pass protect with the O-line, like that. Nah, man. Like, and that's a problem because I get it. Tyler Smith's the rookie, but even your left guard, man, like. Giving you below average, like that hurts you, man. That hurts you, and that's where you got like
you can fix that. There's an easy fix. I already know what Rome goes.
I know what you're talking about, but I'm saying that's a long-term thing because you have to, if you're gonna do that shit, you got to make those decisions. But again, like for this year to salvage it, a lot of it's scheme and how you're calling plays and how you're gonna move some players around.
Okay. All right.
Knicks.
Okay.
I mean, it's very simply. If I go back to take overtime out, go back. There's a 3rd and 6. I'm just giving you the schematics here. 3rd and 6. They ran the ball with Pollard. They got 5.5 yards. 4th down. Quarterback sneak 1st down. So when you're in look, I get it. You have the holding call, whatever, blah blah blah. You're there. It's 3rd and 4. You know what you do? You do what you did in regular time. You run the ball on 3rd and 4 because no matter what, you have the pass anytime tucked in. You run it there. You might get the first any damn ways, But if you don't, if it's 3rd and inch or 4th and inches, your quarterback sneak again. You already did it early in the game. You did it on 3rd and 6 and ran the ball and got to 4th in a short one and quarterback sneak. And then you didn't do that in the overtime. Those are the things that are maddening and are frustrating about this team at times. And you get it here, but you didn't get it at the most pristine time when it comes to this game. I look, I don't care, and I get it. Like Cowboys position, I understand it, right? We all know. Like there's no 3rd and 4. Yes, absolutely. That should have been a call on Lamb from Alexander. We all understand that. But for us that have played the game, what is the best coaches in your life told you? You don't leave it up to the refs.
Yes.
Don't leave it up to them.
And the Cowboys,
you don't leave it up to them.
The Cowboys left it up to the refs instead of saying, hey, what did we do on 3rd and 6 and we're going for it on 2 downs? We ran it. It got us somewhere. We ran it again. You always have the pass on 4th down. So even the Cowboys didn't get a yard on 3rd and 4 with the run game, you still could have passed it on 4th down. But you didn't evaporate, if you will, your options on 4th down because you chose to throw it on 3rd and 4. So you had to throw it on 4th and 4. And now here you are. And then Mike McCarthy slamming the headset and everything else.
Not to mention you took away one of your options of the passes that you could have saved for later, like you said. Now I got to throw 2 passes. So that 3rd down pass might have been the best pass that we had for that situation.
Hey, DMV, did you say earlier the draw play was killing them, right? You said that earlier, right?
Man, I'd have ran that draw play till they stopped it, bro.
They stopped it
15 times.
They stopped it.
And what I call it is the play action pass. We had the play action run, right? The play action run, right? All right, the play action pass. And
the draw play was your jab. That was your
3rd and 4.
jab. They could not stop it. The draw play was your jab the entire game.
I want to say Pollard scored on it too, didn't he? Pollard scored a touchdown on that draw. Yep.
Yeah, he did. He scored on the draw. Yo, Stevie Mack had put in the chat. He said he was 6-14 when Rain throws 40 times or more. So if you're going to go back and see, I hate let's play conservative. Excuse me, the conservative. I think you just play fundamentally smart, sound football because the whole world knows we can't stop the run. That's what we see, and that's what the NFL sees. This team was the 26th ranked run defense. Then you run the football. You run it till they stop it. And it's always like you said, and Brandon said it best. Kellen had already told you before, I had to hold myself back from throwing the football. Why? Why would you have to hold yourself back if you already knew they couldn't stop the run? You know, you bludgeon them with the run until there's nothing there. So my question is, knowing that our issue is at left guard, do you make the insertion, because he started playing a little bit this week, of putting Peters back? Because I think Mark DeJoy just said, do you put Peters in at left tackle and you put your best 5 out there with Peters, Tyler Smith, Tyler Biotish, my dude, Zach Martin, and the probably one of the best right tackles in football, Terrence Steele. Ain't that right, Brandon?
Yeah.
And do you run that out there this week? Do you run that out there this week against Minnesota?
I'll wait. Y'all go.
I was opposed to this, 3 weeks ago. I am no longer in opposition to this. Do it now, because the left side of this line has been atrocious.
I wanted it this week. I wanted it out of the bye week, personally. If you're gonna make that move, make the move.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, that was really big on that. If this is the plan all along, you should have started it now, so then you got that reps in. But again, I don't know.
Reactive, not proactive.
Yeah.
I 100%.
I mean, listen. Go ahead, Rome.
No, I'm with y'all. I'm just on my internet band, so I've been being quiet.
Now go ahead, Rome. Dial it up.
I know.
No, I'm with you. Look, I want best 5 field. And if Peters is better at left tackle, put him at left tackle. Tyler Smith has done as best as he could, but maybe he's hitting that wall. So you go ahead and put Peters in at left tackle. Put Tyler Smith back at guard, just because of what we've been seeing. and you roll with the punches. We know. Look, I saw Tyron Smith working the chords, and I was like, so that's all I need to see.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
look, I just don't think that me personally, like, I don't know. I mean, look, man. I mean, Tyler Smith hasn't been bad at left tackle. I'm just look for everybody that talked about the draft and everything else, and oh
No,
my
he hasn't
God,
been bad at all.
terrible. Right?
But
he's been perfectly fine. So I don't really understand. Look, what was the run game the problem?
McGovern.
McGovern what? McGovern what? I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I couldn't hear you.
No, I'm just saying. I feel like it's more McGovern's the problem. It's not really Tyler Smith.
He was the
You
problem.
Get McGovern off the field.
Okay, I got you.
That's
how was he a problem in this game? Help me out.
In the last game, I can't blame that hold on him. I feel like that was a ticky-tack call. So
no,
that
so what was the problem?
You're right.
But I mean, outside the hold, what was the problem with McGovern?
I'll just give you this. I think that if I would rather us be a running team, and I think Tyler is a better run blocker, and they're gonna put Tyron Smith in anyway. It's gonna happen. So you might as well get him back accustomed to the left guard.
It's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm with you in the sense, Nick. Like I'm like,
hey, Nick,
yeah, they're gonna put him in.
He's
gonna play.
Here's the problem: is that
they're gonna put him in just like Gallup. Even if he's not right, they're gonna put him in.
Well, and this is the problem: is like I'm all about offensive line, like continue, just that whole like connection with that offensive line, right? That's what's been preached here, right? My thing is that if that is the case, you stick with these guys and you move forward, because now you have to change that entire left side. And then what I'm worried about, right, is that because this is the other caveat to it, if you move them around, right, and then I'm not saying this is going to happen. If Tyler starts not playing well, then it's like, well, shit, then what the hell? And this is kind of the thing, right? And this is why I'm very big on this. If you're playing, and I know what the Cowboys are going to do, and I don't like it, but hey, not my decision to make. I would just rather just keep him there, and because he's a young guy, he's going to get better. You know what I mean? I understand that we want to see better, but I mean, I haven't had a real big problem. I mean, he's made mistakes, but he hasn't done anything to where I'm like, holy shit, you need to move this guy because he sucks that bad.
That's absolutely right.
No, I'm with you 100%. Like I'm with like keeping it the same, but I just know that Tyron Smith is going in there. So it's like you might as well just go ahead and brace for it now rather than wait when he comes and then you got to move him back to left guard and it's so late. You might as well get him acclimated to it.
What if the
I got you. I got you. The run game was what this last game? How was the run game?
Oh, it was great.
It was outstanding. Outstanding.
So why are you trying to change it?
Underused.
Okay, so say less. Why? I mean, 22 for Pollard, 5, so 27. I don't care about the other. 27 carries, great, over damn near 6 yards per carry. But we're trying to change
about
something.
170.
Right, but we're trying to change that. Right, that's the problem. That's the problem. We should move Tyler Smith around, and get Peters out here. It does something better. Now, here's why I will buy. Pass Pro wasn't great. Pro ultimately wasn't great.
Right.
And not to shit on our right tackle real quick. Y'all watch the tape? Hey, still wasn't great at right tackle. Pass Pro. He just wasn't. And it's okay. Look, because I believe in Steele. I do believe in Steele. And I love the fact that he's a restricted free agent. That's going to be great for us to get him back in here for a long-term deal. And I want him to be here. Hey, he had a bad game, pass pro-wise. He had a bad game. It's okay to admit that, because the one thing that I've watched from doing the space after the game, doing the space yesterday, going through the diatribes of social media and what we're doing, and here we are now, boy, this defense is getting a shit ton of pass. And we're spending a lot of time on this offense. Hold on. This offense was up and scored 21 straight, up 28-14 in the fourth quarter. So, and I get it. Like, everybody wants to crown Dan Quinn. everybody wants to crown DQ. That's why I started with the question: is it the scheme or the personnel?
Or the personnel.
Right.
Yeah.
But
Bruh, this defense has an issue, and it's been an issue since week one.
it
Be
has.
clear. Week one, they gave up 126 yards to Leonard Fournette, who, by the way, in Germany, got benched and put a rookie in front of him who rushed for 100 yards.
I think he hurt his
Like,
hip.
you have to be constant about what's going on with the Cowboys. I understand everything encompassing in the moment, but we have to look at through 9 games and what's happened with this team and the Cowboys. How about this? The playoff game. I was in the building against the Niners. F my life. Okay. And how they ran the ball. And here we are now. This team, and the most tragic thing, and I put it on, look, again, right there, Twitter, you can follow me. I thought the Green Bay game is a worse loss than the San Francisco game because they've had a long enough time from the San Francisco
To get it
game
right.
to now
To get it right.
in the run game. And the personnel
Mhm.
ultimately is pretty much the same, and it's not good enough. And I said this on the Space Sunday. This is the blueprint. Everybody, look, and we laughed about the blueprint last year against Denver. They came out and said it. But we learned it was the blueprint against the offense. This is the blueprint on the defense, ultimately, because you were up what we always talked about. All of us, I would say this. I'm not going to speak for y'all, but I think what we heard and what we believe. If you're up, Rome, 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter, they won't run the ball no more, and our passers are going to get to you. And what did Green Bay say? That's cool. We're going to run the ball, and they beat our ass. We have to be honest about the situation.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Mhm.
And you know what else? But if we're looking over the 9 games, and the thing that's different too is that over the course of that 9 games, what do we do for the defense to succeed? We play complementary football, and we helped them out offensively with the play calling. And we have not done that the last 2 weeks. And we didn't do that in week 1 either. You know what I'm saying? So
Wait. Complementary football. You're going back to offensive play calling. I don't care about that. I'm talking about defensively and what we think about the defense, DMV. And whatever the offense is doing is what they're doing. I'm saying defensively, here are the issues, and it's not changed from the playoff game. That's all I'm saying.
no, but you're right. But we also gave them 14 points off of turnovers, essentially, because look at where those interceptions.
Pause.
No, wait.
Wait. But who gave the points up? The defense.
Yeah, but they
interest in the end zone.
Now you're right about that, but look at where they returned the ball to, though. You know what I'm saying? Like they were deep in
interception
territory.
end zone went where? Okay, interception from the end zone went to where? How far did that go?
I think that went to probably about the 30-yard line, something like that.
That's like a kickoff then. And you
momentum matters though. Momentum matters. But I feel you.
Oh, we moving them.
Either you believe this defense is different or it's not. Because let's be honest, DMV. We said this defense is about to be great.
Oh, no.
We talked about doomsday. We did all these different things. And then when it was time to show, I tell you what.
Yeah.
Take the interceptions away. Take them away. You're up. Hold on. You're up 14. You're up 14, and the Packers have a 4th and 7. You're up 14, and the Packers have a 4th and 7. Did you give up the first down?
Hell no, you gave up the touchdown.
No, you gave him a touchdown. You gave him a touchdown.
That ain't run defense. What are we talking about?
True. That's true. That's a good point. And I'll be honest with you. I knew after the first drive, I'm like, yo, defensive Swiss cheese. And Mark Holmes can tell you that. I hope he's in the chat because they would get mad at me. They're like, DMV, why you getting so mad? I'm like, bro, because we ain't got no heart. They're like, bro, it's early. I'm like, I'm sitting here watching him run through LVE right now. Like, we ain't got no heart. So I'm with you in a sense. But also keep in mind this. So it's 2 sides to this, right?
Mm-hmm.
We cannot continue to turn the football over. Turnover margin
Pause. But I don't think it's two sides to that, though. I'll get to Brent. I don't think it's two sides to that. That's cool. That's a great narrative about the 2 turnovers or whatever, and they're bad. And we can break down the turnovers. I'm with you, DMV. I'm absolutely with you, brother. I'm absolutely with you. You were up 14 points in the fourth quarter. It is 4th and 7. Them two?
No, facts. You got to get off the damn field. You got to get off the damn field. And it's 4th and 7, which is a passing down, which you are a pass rushing team.
And we are a pass rush team, right?
Yeah.
Look, we want you to be that. Like, we're not going to do this. We say, hey, when you got to throw the ball, we get your ass. And they not only did it not stop them, they give up a damn 40-yard touchdown. That was crazy. And at that point, I tweeted out, I said, it was 28-21. Right then there, I tweeted, I said, the Cowboys are going to need 3 points to win this game. I already knew. I've watched this game long enough. Go check my timeline. I'm not lying. They need 3 points right now. And it was bad. And again, you put them into position, DMV, that me and you, we've had talks on the back channels, right? We've had the talks on the back channels. And we're like, yo, if you put a team in this position, 4th and 7, I don't give a shit who it is. And we know what we do. Oh, it's a wrap. And not only they didn't give it the first, they give it the butt.
Okay.
TD, let's go. They gave up the
cheeks.
They gave up the butt. They gave up the cheeks. What are we talking about? And again, that's the problem. I'm just telling y'all, like, even in the opportune moment, what we believe this defense to be at the ultimate top tier of everything they should do, and 14 points up, here it was, and said, hey, touchdown, fam. It's a problem. I'm just telling you, it's a problem. It's a problem.
Not only was it a touchdown, but it was another touchdown to Christian Watson. I'm like, oh my God, bro. Y'all,
talk to him, D. Talk to him, D.
Did y'all feel like it was the second coming of that Randy Moss Thanksgiving game? Because that's what I felt. I said that during the game too. Like, what is this guy? Who is he, Randy Moss?
Hold on, wait. That's what these young guys smells like.
So here's the thing.
Yo, BH, what? Give it to me, BH.
So this kind of goes back to the point that I touched on when I first talked about the defense. I'm upset at a lot of players on the defense because that was supposed to be our strength.
Yes.
Deron Bland, Kelvin Joseph, and Anthony Brown before the injury got toasted. They were food out there. They were food, and all of them got toasted by Christian Watson, I think his name is. All 3 for touchdowns.
Oh, you know his name now. Oh, don't act like you don't know his name now. Don't be sitting there like, I think it's Christian Watson. Oh, you know his name now. If you ain't went and got him on your fantasy league, you better, because he knowing.
Debo. So, yes, they definitely went out there and they beat up on our strength. So that's what makes it hard, because they, like Nick said, that was a 4th and 7, and that's where you're supposed to saddle up and ride. But that while he is correct, DMV, I understand the thing that you're saying. The offense is supposed to have the defenses back as well. When you are up 28-14, from that point on, the offense had the ball for 7 minutes and 23 seconds, including overtime. The Packers had the ball for 15 minutes exactly. The Cowboys offense ran exactly 23 plays, 13 of which were passing plays. They ran 10 running plays. That does not lead to a victorious mindset.
Brandon, on those 15 running plays, how many yards did they get?
10 running plays.
No, 10. How many rushing yards? Down the distance. See, the context matters.
Yeah, context does matter.
I like that. I'm with you.
Four of them. Well, 2 of them got called back due to penalty. Let's see.
Penalty. Wait, pause. So penalty automatically. You're behind the chains already.
Yeah, so you got to kind of cut it in half.
Now let's see. A few of them were for big games, including 2 in overtime. But a lot of those runs.
No, wait, pause. Don't go to
overtime.
Ahead. You say fourth quarter. 10 times.
No. Including overtime. These plays are including overtime.
Cool.
So
Got you.
yeah, that 7 minutes and 23 seconds, 23 plays includes overtime. So
13 runs.
yes,
10 runs, 13
10
passes.
runs, 13 passes. That includes
Period.
overtime.
Okay, bet. Got you.
You have a
and
few,
10 runs, how many yards?
I did not calculate yards. Excuse me. But
go ahead, Brand.
But a lot of those run plays were 6 and 7 yard runs. I gotta calculate exact yardage, but I don't really have time to do that.
I went back and look. So wait, what I can do is I have it right here, so I can share the screen.
Yeah,
and you said about I got you. Hold on.
Yeah. So 23 plays, 13 passes, 10 runs.
Yes.
That's about 50-50. I'm not sure what we're arguing about here.
Why do you need to do that while you're up two scores?
I don't mind the pass. I'll tell you what, Nick. I don't mind the passing. I have a problem with the concepts of the passing.
Sure.
A lot of vertical type stuff. Nothing easy.
Let's go, DMV. I'm with. Come on, brother. Now let's walk through that door. I'm with you. Let's go. I'm with that. I'm with all that smoke.
Because here's the thing, right? We look at Turpin. When's the only time we got Turpin the ball on something easy? Right at the end of a half or something like that. We ain't have a damn shot at doing anything.
Turpin don't even get the ball much though. Turpin don't get the ball much at all. Turpin don't get the ball much at all.
They should. Hey, look. Somebody told me. I was like, if you just saw receiver 2-3 weeks ago, I said use Turpin. I was told he's not big enough. I'm like, shit.
I'm not sure what it is.
Hold on.
I don't have an answer for you.
Is Cole Beasley that much bigger than him? What are we talking about here? What are we talking about?
I don't want to hear nothing. I just watched Tyreek Hill catch a damn stop and run around defenders and make it like a 25 yard play. And Turpin has that type of speed, bro. So for me, it's not necessarily the passes, it's the concepts. Like I said, like we're doing a whole bunch of and on top of that, it's like one of you guys talked about the type of separation we're getting. We're not really getting the separation. We're not getting the separation because they know what the hell we're doing. Because they know what the hell we're doing. They know what we're doing.
No, you're not getting separation because Michael Gallup is not healthy.
Right.
That too.
And then pick whoever the hell you want. I don't care. Pick them. I'm sorry. Look, everybody can pound the table about Noah Brown, and it's kosher, and it's cool, and I get it. That Rush was hitting him or whatever here and there. That's cool, man. They have a different construct and how they've worked together, training camp, preseason, and the reps that they get. And look, man, shout out to Jalen Silver. And look, and I said this a month ago. It's a redshirt year for him. It is what it is.
Yeah.
That's where we are. And then for y'all on the panel or in the chat, when's the last time y'all heard offsides offense? When's the last time you heard offsides offense?
Bro, I'll be honest with you. Like I've coached high school and little league, and I was coaching receivers. You always check in with the ref, bro. You always check in with the ref. And even if you're checking in and you're over, when you're checking in, they're gonna move you back. I don't remember seeing him look over. He looked like a gump out there for the first time, just ready to go out there and run a route.
Did you call him a gump? Again, and the one thing that always
he was touching his helmet and shit. Like
every team in the NFL should have adequate. Here's my term: adequate NFL depth. Adequate NFL depth. In space, stop me when I'm lying because you in the spaces. Before we got to the regular season, I'm like, the problem for the Cowboys, they don't have adequate NFL depth at wide receiver. They don't have it. Honestly, wrong. We don't have adequate NFL depth at linebacker, and wonder why we're having problems.
No, I agree. I got to drive. I'm gonna be rude, but I agree with you. We don't have adequate depth, and that goes back to my complaining all summer. Stop being cheap.
Also wrong.
And sign people. I think the best thing I heard tonight from Knicks, period, was I don't care. Y'all might have brushed past that, but seriously, I don't know why everybody worrying about that. Look, if you don't know how to manage the finances, hire somebody that do, because every other team know what they're doing.
Fact.
You know what I'm saying?
But
I don't
you.
care. Figure it out.
But you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But look,
And
I ain't
that's
gonna be rude. I appreciate you, fellas. I'm gonna drop off.
Yeah, man, we gonna get about it
Problem my
here in
internet.
a little bit anyway. Yeah. Hey, great
No, no,
point,
bro.
man. Thank you for
All right,
dropping
man.
by.
Hey man, thanks for coming through, bro.
No problem.
Yeah.
Nah, man,
So
you know-
yeah. So yeah. I'm about to get chewed out myself. So we probably gotta wrap this up in about 10 minutes.
Okay.
So,
But, yeah, man.
Me
Like,
and Brandon
look,
used
hey,
to
look,
being up late.
look,
Me and Brandon can be out late
I'm
tonight.
sorry.
yeah, I just want one.
DMV, I'm sorry. I came on. I'll be here all night. I don't care.
No, I was about to say we're not going to solve all their problems in one night because obviously the coaching staff can't solve this shit since years ago. So we're not going to solve it all in one night.
but listen,
Yo,
man,
Brandon dropped, but Brandon dropped it. 10 rush, Knicks, 10 rushes for 43 yards.
13 passes.
We were running.
Boom.
13 passes. We was running the
Right.
brakes off the football. So,
How about that?
yeah. So fixing it is basically so if we can walk away from this collectively, because this has been great. I've loved this. Because you said something the other night, Knicks, that I think your emotions was getting to you on it. I don't believe we're cooked. I don't think we're cooked. I know you and you too. Yeah, I don't think we're done. Come on, I don't believe we're done.
I know what Nick's saying. I know what he's saying. I agree. I'm still there, Nick. I'm still with you, bro. I'm still with you.
I think we're
okay.
Look, I'm gonna be honest with you. Look, Chris, and my emotions were high. You're not wrong. Appreciate you and what we do in the space.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you all the time, man.
I'm gonna tell you now. I think the Cowboys are good. I just look. I'll be honest with you. It's cool. Look, I'll be along here for this ride. I'm gonna enjoy the ride, and it's all about it. And there's a lot of football to be played. There is, guys. We have to be honest. We have to look in the mirror at a certain point and to be honest. Kellen Moore now, and we've seen everything with Kellen Moore. Is it going to change? Yeah, like Chris, you think it's going to change? No. The one side of this, but the one side of this is, I think if Zeke was healthy, it's a different game.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's different. I do think it's different. I think he gets more carries than Malik Davis did. But neither here nor there. Mm-hmm. On the backside is, and going all the way to the very beginning of this whole conversation, scheme or personnel. And we all agreed it was personnel, not scheme. So how did the Cowboys, against the run from the Niners game, a whole offseason adding people to where we are now, gets better? I don't think it does. Look, and I appreciate Michael Parsons what he said in the postgame. He said the right things. I'm not disagreeing. He didn't. But the Cowboys said, hey, they let guys out the window. They added a guy, whatever the case may be. Sure, they go add Sue or whatever. I don't really care. I just indifferently, this runs, and look who we play against the run soon. We'll find out quickly.
Yeah.
On deck.
We about to be giving up some cheeks.
Yeah, look, listen, man. This is. I said it. It's funny because I said it in the back end. I was like, it would be the most Cowboys thing ever for them to win next week, knowing the matchup, because that's just how this shit rolls. But here's my thing, and I'm feeling what Nick's is saying here because I've said it right. Is that you literally have 8 games to figure this problem out, and you kind of have to say to yourself, do you think they're going to fix this problem in 8 games? Me personally, I do not. And then when you look at the matchups, when you look at the matchups going into the playoffs, you look at teams like, let's say they go to a wild card. So you got Tampa Bay, odds are, or Seattle, maybe the 49ers. And what do those teams do? Well, they run the fucking ball. And so what you are basically asking is you pray to Christ that your offense puts up enough points so that your defense, if they give up all that yard, which, by the way, we just went through a loss where for the first time ever in Cowboys history, 14-point lead in the fourth quarter, gone away and erased, and we lost. So to kind of end that, I do think we're going to get some wins here. There's going to be the same thing, but that doesn't matter if you don't solve this problem. And if you don't solve this problem or give me a glimpse that says, oh, okay, they got this thing taken care of, then what reason do I have to be like, okay, so you mean to tell me you're going to go, let's say this playoffs end today, you're going to go to Seattle, which I'm not saying Seattle's all that, but they run the ball well and they can get some yards on you and you can beat them. Okay, so you get past them. Oh, you're going to have to go on the road to Philadelphia, which they do have the same problems defensively, but still, we've seen what they can do out the run. That's where I'm kind of second guessing myself. And I'm like, okay, now I'm praying to God that one of these teams that can't run the ball well, which by the way, like if I'm just taking a snapshot, guys, and I'm looking at how things are going, you're probably looking at the NFC playoff picture right now. Like Philly, Vikings, Seattle, Tampa Bay, the Giants, the Cowboys, and the 49ers, whatever order that may be in. That's going to most likely be your NFC playoff picture. It's just a matter of who you're playing. Yeah. And that's it. Like and you have to get this thing resolved in 8 games. And if you don't think you can, then there's no point in saying like, oh guys, can we go on? Because they won't. This problem's not going to be fixed.
Hey,
ironically,
and to be clear, Washington, the Minnesota game be damned. The game on Thanksgiving is fucking huge.
Yes,
it is. Yeah. It is huge and much more important today as we're talking than it was say 3 days ago. Keep that in mind, Cowboys Nation.
Especially with Philadelphia losing to Washington last night, it's even bigger.
Yeah. So here's and again, and I want to go. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying, just a shout out real quick, man, before you make your point, man. Shout out to the chat, man. Great comments in there and the whole nine, man. They've been on fire with a lot of stuff, man. Kick it with us this long, man. That's dope. But now go ahead and go finish your point, Space.
Listen, man, like I'm all about like this is getting towards the time of the year because as an avid fan of the NFL, I love the playoff scenarios and stuff like that. This is one of those things where if you didn't do the dumb shit and you won, we would be having a whole different conversation today, fellas. And I get it. Shit happens. The NFL is any given week, right? And this is where the Cowboys need to hunker the fuck down and they need to start taking care of business. You have Minnesota, a team that can run the ball well, and you'll most likely see in the postseason if seeding goes a certain way. Then you have the Giants, which seeding be damned, you might see. And they are going to do things that work well in the postseason. This is your test. I've been preaching it for the past 2 to 3 weeks. This is the most important stretch the Cowboys have to play. If you can't get past this gauntlet of teams, I don't have any faith in you in doing something later down the road with whatever the fuck happens. And so if we do not get this problem solved, like, listen, if you beat the Vikings and the Giants and you do it in a way to where it's like, okay, I can somewhat get behind that, fine. But then again, they got to prove it to me. And the other thing too is, let's say this, if you beat those 2 teams, you get the tiebreaker over the Giants, and odds are you lock your playoff spot because the last thing you want to do is start sliding. You don't want to start sliding, guys. You don't.
Space. How many yards per game can we give up, baby? And you be happy. Don't get in there, Knicks. Don't you start.
Yeah. Hey. No question. What level of yardage is Cheeks and what level's below Cheeks?
At this point,
rushing overall. Well, rushing overall.
To a point where I'm not
rushing.
110 yards or less.
Oh hell no! Oh hell no!
That's bad.
That's crazy.
150 or less.
It's bad, but
you get 150 or less.
You got to celebrate your small wins. 150 or 150.
But that's the thing though, and I'm sorry to keep going on, guys, but this is the second point, and I'll end it here. The thing is that the only other way this team really wins is if they really blow the shit out of teams, right? And they kind of make it so out of the water that it's like it's really impossible to come back. And that's my thing too, is that traditionally speaking, that doesn't happen in the postseason. Well, historically, I should say. So that's why I'm very much worried because, like, I like our run game, right? That can work in the postseason. What I'm worried about is this defense. That's going to be the big thing that's going to say, is this team real or is this team fake?
Oh, can I just save y'all some time? DMV, can I save y'all some time?
I already know I already know what it is.
This team is cooked. I'll holler.
Oh, ye of little faith. Oh, ye of little faith.
No, give it to me, BH. Where we at, BH? Give it to me, BH.
So here's the thing. We are in the position where the Cowboys face a team with a highly proficient runner of the football every week until the game before the playoffs. That's when they get a chance to, kick back, let the sweat dry, and then grab the can.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Styles P. So they get to let the iron sharpen the iron, so to speak, right before the playoffs. So get it right. Get it right. Dan Quinn, Michael Parsons, etc., said that they want to get it right. The next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games is the time to get it right. Nick said we're cooked. The turkey's in the oven.
You want to know why we're cooked? And the reason is because we don't know how to play small ball. We don't want to play small ball. Small ball helps you in those type of games. Being able to embrace it. We play small ball. We play small ball against bad teams, but against good teams, we want vertical threats. This, that. Like, we don't know how to manage the clock on either side or get off the
DMV. Were the Panthers? The Packers 3-6.
Yes,
that's fair.
We got cooked defensively. Defensively, we got cooked. Be clear, 200+ yards. We got cooked.
3 of those teams that we play ain't very good. My wife's a Colts fan. The Colts ain't very good. I mean, with Matt Ryan. I love you, baby, but the Colts aren't very good. The Texans are not a good team. The Jaguars can't get right. Y'all seen life? Can't get right. Couldn't get right.
No, but see, look, Colts Cowboys brought up a very good. He said we went through this last year, and here's the thing, though, we're gonna win those games. But when it comes to week 1 against, I don't know, somebody that says, fuck it, we're going to run the ball 40 times and there ain't shit you can do about it. We cooked. Yeah. So
look at the playoff picture. It really doesn't matter unless somehow magically, like, the football gods are like, you know what, Dallas, I'm going to turn you guys into the Monstars against the run. Like, you see what I mean? Like,
the answer is not on this active roster right now,
and that's the problem.
Yes,
and that's the problem. Look, obviously, I'm pounding the table. I want to see the Cowboys win. Right? It's set on my upper arm. Y'all see me in my gear at my shop and everything else, and I'm here in overtime, and we're locked down or whatever. Look, I'm not happy about saying this stuff. I'm not happy about it. But at a certain point, I had to be honest. Right? Look, I'm not going to be out here on the left tier of things and not be honest with y'all. I was in the building. I was at AT&T when we played the Niners. We got cooked, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. On what? The run game, right? Same defense coordinator, and ultimately, 90% of the same players, right? Fair,
yeah.
Right?
You got a lot of guys who came back. Yeah. You're right.
So we're 9 games in right now, and we go through the wins or losses. Go through the 9 games defensively, run game. We've been cooked. Like, what's supposed to change? Help me understand it. Look, I'll pause. Tell me what's supposed to change.
There's nothing more demoralizing, and I've been on this side before coaching and playing. There's nothing more demoralizing when the team can run the football and you can't do shit about it.
Yeah, I mean because that means they're being more physical. They're being more tenacious with it, and they're getting downhill. So we're looking at, because Nixon already said it, DMV thinks the guy's not on this team, and so we're basically on a collective. Either everybody steps up, changes their mindset and mentality, get a hunger to want to tackle. 9 games in, it's a lot to change.
Or you just get the funeral ready, and they're just kind of like,
Chris, I'm hopeful though. I am hopeful.
Yeah. I'm with you.
And we've seen it done. We've seen it done before. Like, you remember that Giants team? You remember that Giants?
yeah.
You remember that Giants
Sure.
team that won the Super Bowl?
Sure.
They were very thin at linebacker, and then that pass rush got hot. But those linebackers that stepped in were very physical, and they did their jobs. We
Yep.
just need
So
that's it. We just
Hey.
need guys to do their damn job. That's it.
DMV
Absolutely.
linebacker. Oh, hold on. Our linebackers are going to get physical.
That's why I said it ain't on this roster. It ain't 55. It ain't 55.
If you get LVE off the field,
It ain't
Okay.
55.
Look, I love what Brandon just said. I'm tired. Look. For me, I'm frustrated on this side. I'm tired of Cox not being active.
Me
I don't really
too.
care.
Me
Look,
too.
here's the thing. I don't care. Put him out there and see. If he fails, say less. But
Say less.
Let me
Yeah.
see. Let me see though, because it ain't working now. Look at this shit. There it is.
look at it.
Look at it. Look at it. Another one. Hold on, DJ Cowboys. Another one.
Another one.
Another one. Oh look, whoop, miss. Yeah, miss.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another one. Here we go. Let's get it again. Up the middle. 3 tech, 1 tech, all of them. That was up the middle. Again, Osa, Gallimore, 3 tech, non-existent. I'm sorry. Like, we just gotta be on Cowboys Nation. I want to hug y'all. I want to love y'all. Look at this shit.
Look at
oh,
55.
Look, what is going on here? What is happening?
That's Leighton's problem though. He does not navigate through the trash.
Look
Look at 55. Look at 55.
Look at him.
But he's never been a guy.
Up the
Look
middle.
at
Yeah, he's never been a guy.
Oh my god,
There's the
bro.
beat. Wait for it.
Look at
Boom, boom. Oh,
Oh,
bounce.
it's
Look
just
at A-Rod. Look at A-Rod.
like, but man, listen, it's
Man,
that's
okay, DMV, you want me to have a fucking coronary right now. That's what you want me to do. I'm about to fall out. Like, look at that. Look at it. That's why I asked scheme or not. These guys, it is what it is. And y'all think 9 games in, it's going to change? I'm praying for the best. But you know what? My old man told me a long time ago. He told me a long time ago. Man, hope for the best, expect the worst.
Mhm.
That clip for Cowboys Nation, and I love y'all Cowboys Nation, and we all in this thing together. We all in this thing together. We all in this thing together. That shows us everything that we need to see. That was a 3-6 team that's not going to make the playoffs, and that's what just happened. I'm done.
Don't quit on me, Knicks. Don't you quit on me, Knicks.
Now,
Don't you throw the towel on me, Knicks.
for someone who had so much gusto earlier, you cannot be defeated by 6 plays of film. You cannot let six plays of film defeat you.
No, Brandon, I'm defeated by 500 yards damn near in the last 2 games. The Bears just lost. Well, watch this. Here's the crazy part about it, right?
Mhm.
The Bears lost to the Lions, right, this week?
Yes, sir.
Oh, don't you say it. Don't you say it. Don't you say it, Knicks.
But the Bears put up over 200 yards rushing on us.
Yeah.
Pause. The Packers lost to the Bears the week before, didn't they? And then they showed up and put over 200 yards rushing on us.
matter of fact,
Lions.
matter of fact,
we defensively right now. I mean, what are we talking about here? The Lions are better, and they're terrible. Here we are. These are the facts. Like, I don't want to tell y'all. Look, we can live in Never Land and wherever. I don't care. Y'all see what the hell happened? Y'all saw it?
Hey man, we know that they can't stop the run. So
how does it change?
It did. It
You
didn't
got
take
Derrick
that,
Henry. You got Derrick Henry, Dalvin Cook, Saquon Barkley. Do I need to keep going down the list? Who's showing up?
Jonathan Taylor.
What are we?
Hey, DMV, dadgummit.
You want me to tell you what to change? If you're a bet man, take the over.
Okay, B. All right, B. Fair enough, B. Look, and all that conversation turns into now we're gonna go back to the offense. What's happening? It's more about the offense and the defense. Yada yada yada. Man, this is 14. This is 16. Man, we've been here, ladies and gentlemen, Cowboys Nation. We've been here. It's happening again in front of us. I'm sorry, I'm early to the table to tell y'all. I'm sorry. I don't want to be that guy to deliver this message. It is what it is.
Off a bye. That's the worst part about it. Like Chicago, you like, oh, we just need to get healthy. We'll get healthy coming off a bye. I think one of the biggest things too is Micah not being healthy, because a lot of that stuff early on he was chasing down. Now he ain't able to chase it down. Now nobody else can make plays.
There's no second level eraser. Now, here's the one shining hope that I'll give y'all. This point moving forward, you practice and put Micah at linebacker and move forward. And you don't put him on edge anymore. I won't say anymore. 70-30.
But situation. Situation.
You give situational on edge. But because situational edge, he don't have to practice. He's that guy. He can do that. You have to put him at linebacker currently, get you a second level eraser. That's the difference. You have to make him a linebacker the rest of the way, coach him up, let him go do that, and tell D-Law, can I cuss here?
Hey, bro, we're almost. I'm about to say we're almost 2 hours in. Go ahead.
All right, motherfucker, stop be who you are, because you wasn't in the damn Green Bay game. Be that guy that you were in the damn Tampa game where they said, say less. We're just going to run to the left the rest of the way. We're never going to run that way no more. You do that. And then the number two thing that Dan Quinn needs to do, and here's the problem with the scheme. I do agree. It's more players than scheme. Here's what you do. Diggs, shadow. If you go back to the tape, only one time that Aaron Rodgers threw that way, and there was a lot of times he was just sitting there with a bum ass tied in, not doing nothing, and things were happening. Can anybody name 3 wide receivers from Green Bay that game? Anybody? Anybody?
Christian Watson, and Christian Watson. God dang it.
Alan Lazard made a play where Deron Bland fell all over himself again.
Yep.
Not much of an athlete. Pissed down his leg.
Yeah. Okay. So after the AB shit, bet you're over here. Hey, Diggs, take him out. Boom. Done. Moving forward on any game, whoever their guy is, Diggs, you go there. I don't care. Like, this is where we have to be right now moving forward, in my opinion. I know that they'll look at it differently. I know Cowboysation might look at it differently in general.
For
me personally,
I agree.
Yeah,
I'm
like this
saying,
week, Justin Jefferson, follow Justin Jefferson ass all over the place.
Clean.
Gotta go.
All over.
Gotta go.
Lock them up. So that's one of the many things that I think could work in fixing one of our many issues.
Slowing down, because I don't think slowing down.
Yeah, providing some relief. Fixing the headache. I think that another thing you need to put Diggs on the same side as D-Law, because I think that they were working on opposite sides. Put Diggs on the same side as D-Law. Have Diggs shadow the guy who is the biggest threat. Help the defense help itself.
Well,
that is the bottom line.
Let's see some more Sam Williams too. I mean, I thought he played kind of well. I mean, Fowler played as bad as he did. I mean, shit, you might as well let the young boy play a little bit more.
Sam
That's
Williams,
Nix's guy. That's Nix's guy. So
he should be.
So Mark is asking in the chat, what's the solution? I think everything you guys have said makes sense for the solution. You play more Sam Williams. You get a better 70-30 split with Mike at linebacker, coming and then situationally move him around. You got to tackle better. All these things can be fixed. That's our prayer. That's our hope.
I got one more for you too.
Give it to me.
Shit, if y'all ain't gonna use Jalen Tolbert, then get my guy Bell on the active roster. And I'm not saying you got to play him snaps, but just in case you need to, you got him there. We already know he can play specials. But I know we're thin at receiver, but I'm just saying more 12, 13 personnel.
Yeah, but see, that's what I'm saying. Even if you're going to go more 13 personnel, that means you can put a wide receiver down. So if Tober's not going to make, you can bring another defensive guy up. I don't think Curse is 100% healthy. Like Mike is not 100% healthy. So I get your feeling with bringing Marquise Bell up and getting some snaps on him. Yeah,
because I think he can help more. I think he can help with the runs in certain situations. Personally,
Hopefully.
Yeah, I think that's the case. Because if we start shutting, like you said,
wait, but pause. 9 games in with Hooker, with Wilson, and with Curse. Now we're out here begging, hey, undrafted guy Bell, please save us. That speaks volumes to me about this team right now defensively. Look, and I get it. Like, yes, I thought Bell should have been drafted. I thought Bell was worthy of a 4th round pick in my estimation, doing my boards or whatever. I get, like, FAMU, whatever. Maybe that slides you down, whatnot. It's cool, but we're literally saying the best. We look. I don't know if y'all said this. I said this. This was the best safety room that we've had since Woodson and
I still think it is. I still think it is.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. It's good.
But pause. If we believe that, we're literally saying an undrafted guy should come in here and help us. That's a problem.
Yeah, I know. I only say that because I don't believe Curse is healthy. Personally, you know what I'm saying.
Then they should sit him.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and that's my thing is
that's kind of what I'm at. You know what I'm saying.
Kind of going to the point of if you're playing here's my thing, right? You look at the schedule and you say even if you backdoor into the playoffs, which you're probably going to be there, if these guys aren't playing their best and it's causing your defense to play worse because they're not healthy, then sit these guys. That's going to kill you. Like, dude, it's like that's the part that kind of irks me too, is that, like, I understand that you want to win these games, but it's like you look at the rest of the schedule. Even if you lose to Minnesota, New York, and Philadelphia, and hell, even Tennessee, I still think you get in. But again, you got to play, and this is why I'm a big team. Regular season doesn't matter. Oh, Space Cowboy, don't you have to win in the regular season to get to the postseason? Yeah, no shit. But like the thing is that you have to play your best football. You had to play your best football in December. Last year, did we play our best football in December? No, I didn't think that.
No.
Against really bad teams, we did.
Right.
Because we blew the damn doors open, and I think that'll happen again probably.
But think about it this way. Here's the thing. Last 3 games of the season: Philadelphia, Tennessee, and Washington. What's in common about all 3 of those teams? Okay, not only can they run the ball well, they're in possible playoff contention, right? Well, maybe not Tennessee, but like my point is that if you're gonna go on the road, you have 2 games at the end of your season to get your shit together. And if we're sitting here like, well, that's where I'm kind of like, you need to play your best football down that stretch for me to say, because after that Arizona game last year, I was like, guys, I don't know, man. Like, this is just like, I see the foreboding consequences of our action coming up. That's what happened last year, and it can't happen again. I don't give a shit if you lose. Well, I do give a shit. I should not say that.
We know you care. God damn it. We know you care.
Obviously, but that's my thing is that every freaking year there is a team, regardless of the record, they start playing. San Francisco did it last year. You saw what they were doing. You saw what some of these other teams were doing down the stretch. I think Tampa Bay did it when they won their Super Bowl. But if you can't fix these problems and you can't play clean football for a full 4 quarters, like, that's going to be a problem, man. And that's I could care less what happens until we get there, because I will probably be one of the people saying, like, when we have 4 games left in the regular season, even if we're like 10-4, right? Even if we're like 10-4, and if the problems are still there, I'm like, guys, I don't give a damn if they win the rest of their games and they somehow get the number 1 seed by luck. If they can't fix these problems, we have no reason to be like, all right, guys, they're gonna get this shit fixed in 1 week. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
Well, hey, I gotta wrap this up because my guy Nick's. Yeah, I'm about to say his laptop's about to die. But look, Thursday I'm supposed to be getting on with Big Game James. If you guys want to do a part 2 of this, let me know.
Hey man, shoot it out, man.
All right,
I'll come in here and kick it with y'all, man, and enjoy it, man. As always, man, it is an honor and a pleasure to kick it with you guys, man. Me and Brandon, we are Frankly Football, man. Y'all can find us at Frankly Football on Twitter, man. Follow us on the YouTube states at Frankly Football. He's got the logo. We're definitely trying to get some shirts out. Yo, man, I was rocking the DMV shirt at the kids' game. Cat was like, yo, I need yeah.
You should send me a picture, man. You should send me a picture.
Hey, man, I do, man. Yeah, that's fine. I'll do that. I'll do that at the next game, man. But yo, man, I'm just happy to be on here. We got 8 games, man. I think we can get this problem corrected. You know, I'm gonna have to send Nick something, man. I have to send him a little taste in the mail, or a little flyer, man. I don't want my man to be over there hurt, man. Turning the bottle up and it's empty, man. I gotta take care of my guy.
Yeah, Nick, where can the people find you, man? And tell them about your spaces too, man. Please.
Yeah. I mean, 10-4. I mean, but ultimately, right here on the bottom of my screen right now, it's at your_guy_Nix NIX. Man, come over there and follow me on Twitter. That'll definitely plug you into the spaces of what we do on that side for sure. And of course, once you follow me, you can plug and look at my profile. Pick Six Sports, we're live every Wednesday and every Friday. We have the great shows on that side. A lot of guests and whatnot, and we take what we do in the spaces on Friday for the Freestyle Friday show. Shout out to Taylor Mathis, who was on the building. We've had, run the litany from the mothership.com. Mr. Fourth and Long, Jesse Holly's been in the building. Kyle Humans, so on and so forth. Man, we have great guests on Friday, but we dropped the link so you can come through and just like we're doing here, come through, ask your questions, rock with us. Do everything. So, man, it's a fun time. I just want to be honest, and it's what I try to do. I should be honest and contextual about everything we do when it comes to the Cowboys. And ultimately, it's all about the quest for 6, right? It's all about the quest for 6.
Absolutely. Appreciate you.
And just simply, that's where I rock with. But I love the banter. I love space. I love DMV. Brandon, my first time rocking with you. I appreciate you. Obviously, Chris, we went back and forth and everything else. It's been fantastic. And what I tell everybody every single step of the way, I've been doing this into my 4th season now. If you want to rock with me, let me know. I'm there. Doesn't matter to me. Anytime you hit me, Space will tell you, DMV will tell you. Anytime they ever ask me, man, I'm good. On the same token, I've ever asked them. They're on the back end. Man, it is really about the nation and what we do and how we rock, period.
No
if
doubt.
you need something, let me know. I'm in the building. If you have a question about anything and how we rock and what we do and how to get in, I got you on the back end too. Whatever you have, man, my DMs are wide open. Man, let me know. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But Pick Six Sports, everything else, DMV, appreciate you as always. Brother, space, everything. You know what it is. Are we going to the championship game? NFC championship game, 6-3. Here we are. Real quick, just simple yes or no. We ain't got too long because I already get to the bread. Hey, right now, I mean, shout out to the Eagles who clowned us about maybe some uncalled penalties should have happened, and then wow, magically maybe some penalties didn't happen. And they were complaining on the back end. Hey, shout out to y'all Eagles fans. We see you. Ain't that a bitch, though? Hey, neither here nor there. Neither here nor there. Man, ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun. But neither here nor there.
Never no fun. Never no fun.
Crazy.
Neither here nor there. Guys, NFC Championship game, that was my motto to get there. DMV, do we make it?
Nah, bro. I think we fall short. I think we make the playoffs, and we might even win the wild card game. We might even win the wild card game. But
championship or bust. That's where we're at.
Nah,
that's okay. That's okay. Space.
3 words: first round exit.
Ooh.
Oh, space. Oh, space. God damn it,
Space.
Don't you wish that evil on me, space. Don't you wish that evil on me space, god dang it.
Put that on me, Ricky Bobby. All right, Brandon, do the Cowboys make it to the NFC Championship game, Brandon? What's up?
Not only are we not going to make it, we're going to lose against the San Francisco 49ers once again.
In the first round?
In the first round.
Oh! Look, we did. Now, send off, Chris. Look at these guys. They just became. Look at them. They're going to do some damn karate in the goddamn garage. That's where they're at. Look at these guys.
Listen, man. Listen, it's over. Hey, it's over. I thought we cooked. First round exit.
Hey, Nix. So aren't they agreeing with what we were saying then about the cook thing?
No, I agree. No. I'm there. But I'm just seeing that look, we said cooks, man. They said that we're what's that term? We got honey roasted. I know we said cooks.
We're barbecue chicken.
I mean, the way y'all talking, the way y'all talking, y'all might as well change y'all memes on y'all Twitter pages and everywhere, and just call yourselves Negan. Because we walking dead. I refuse. I refuse to come along.
Are we there?
Bro, I have for the last 3 years said all I want to do is get off the snide of not getting to the NFC Championship.
Okay.
8 games to go. We make the heart get the heart. We make it to the NFC Championship. I will be the lone wolf on this by myself. By myself on making the NFC Championship. Now, I got to come and kick with y'all later. Y'all can say whatever. But I am rocking. We make it to the NFC Championship game. I cannot take it. You know what I'm saying? I cannot take it being in that position.
And I will be probably the gladdest person to be wrong. I will eat the biggest crow. I will take the biggest piece of the crow. Oh yeah, if that happens.
Fam, if we make it to the NFC Championship game,
me and Cole's Cowboy are the only wolves out here in these streets. We're the lone wolves, dadgummit. We're going to rock with it that we make the NFC Championship game,
dude,
man.
If they make it to the NFC Championship game, I'll eat a hot chip. There's no fucking way.
Hey, look. Hey, I've already done it.
We can do it on live.
Because hold on, pause. Because Space is trying to get to a certain count. He's close. And that was going to happen. So Space, because I've already RSVP'd, if you will, to be the host when you do that. So NFC Championship game, where we're going up here.
Come on.
If we do that, you're going to do it. I can host. I can do that.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Pause. I'll tell you what. I will double down. My guy set it off. Chris got me hyped. I will double down. I'll eat one with you.
And you know what?
Oh my goodness. Yes.
You know what?
Yes.
I will triple down. Triple down.
Make that 4. Make it 4.
I'm there. Hot chip.
I am that certain. Listen, man. I am that certain.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, dadgummit. NFC Championship, 4 hot chips, because I ain't doing that, because I grow hot peppers in my backyard.
Bro,
Listen.
No.
Come along for the ride. No, Chris, you have to host. You have to host as we eat.
I got it.
Because as we eat them, we're going to die. So you got to keep the chat going.
I got to keep the channel going. I got it. I'm with you on that all the way.
You guys heard it first, man. Hot chips if we make it to the NFC Championship game. And I think my guy Nix, I think we just lost him.
Yeah, I think. Yo, man, we gotta get up out of here, man. Go and walk us out of here, man. Go and walk us out of here, DMV.
Yeah, hey, I appreciate everybody. Thank you for being on for these 2 hours. I thought it was a great 2 hours. This is probably my favorite show out of any show that I've ever done. So appreciate you guys for stopping by. Thursday, we're going to try and run it back. So if you guys are interested in coming Thursday, let me know, and I got you. Thank you, everybody.
All right.
And we out.
Peace.
Peace.